It's worse.
Yeah.
Breaking TPR. Breaking TP. No, don't go.
Wow.
Sand point.
I can't. I don't have mech.
Use trans. Diva anti. Come Diva.
Oh my god, I'm
Hey, baby low. Get monkey.
monkey.
No.
That's nice.
Okay. Unlucky with the same ult, but good thing that the problem that happened, good thing that the sim wall did not influence people that much. It's the same thing that happened on the first clip you linked, which is your Genji had blade, do the nano, or if you can't talk because you don't have a microphone or stuff like that, just write, I nano you Genji, dash up, or just write, or just press tab and nano him early, even before he blades. Well, number one. Number two, I want people to understand this. Very good thing that you focus the same targets. A lot of supports ignore that and expect the DPSs or tanks to get them. If the targets are killing you, shoot the targets, please. Second, if the diva nukes, try to dodge it around the wall fast. Don't waste a single second. Don't waste a single second panicking on how to dodge. Just pick a side, think if you can make it, and just do it. And now I will explain in a second what could have saved your life here. The fight was won anyway, so.
I can't. I don't have mech.
Use trans. Diva anti. Come Diva.
Good anti.
Oh my god, I'm
So the nano blade went through, the blade went through, and you got EMP'd. So, what you could have done more is again nano the Genji, but what can kill you long range from their team? Sombra, walk in the back, not happening. Zenrai click, maybe. Ana sleep, I don't think she's going to try to do a sleep dart on you right now. And there were tanks and Symmetra. So no long range threats. There wasn't a Widow, there wasn't a Hanzo, there wasn't a McCree, there wasn't a Tracer even flanking behind you. No threats. Ana's very efficient on high range, on a high ground, if you're not contested. So, you're just healing them up. Very good. Press tab, see if he has blade. Tell your diva to come to you. She has a mega here. So, the intention was okay by dropping and trying to heal the diva, but she has a mega. The tanks need to come to you, not you to them, You just wanted to heal. You had nano. I would have understood if you would have dropped to try to farm nano, yes. But in this particular scenario, diva would have been full HP anyway. Anyway. So, I would not have dropped from high ground. But, right now you're here. Afraid of sim? Go left side and go high ground. Get that target. And now go left side and go high ground. Go left side and go high ground. You still cannot heal them because there's a wall here. Play from high ground. If you would have played from high ground, the monkey could have dived you there, but you had nade and you were close to sleep back again. You could have nano the Genji. The dodge from here was okay. So far. Again, nice. I'm slower, I'm talking too fast. Stay on high ground, if possible. Wait for diva to come to you. She has the mega, no problem if she doesn't start the fight with full HP. Second, if you dropped, okay, unlucky. You drop here. You try sleep dart out, good sleep, good intention. Unlucky that the same wall went through. You get hit. You're afraid of going over there because there was a turret here past the wall and you could not have gotten it. And right now you're thinking, can you go there? But maybe you saw the turret. So overall, let's say good up until now. They nuke, you think fast, and you move. By the way, props to doing a shot before you get to cover. A lot of Vanas just run and try to get to cover. So always try to get the most out of your kit. Right now, press tab, you have blade, Genji's near you. You just heal them up. And that's about it. The main mistake overall so far, apart from not doing the nano blade, is you could have been safe from playing from over here. You could have had the same effect from the nade. With Ana, I see a lot of players try to get big nades by walking into them. In this, you did the same thing. You just walked into them. You would have been safe by just staying, the nuke went through, the shield is here, heal the monkey, heal the Genji, heal the Zen. Just don't move. You are not under any pressure. You also had nade if you would have been under pressure, and you could have had peel from your diva. Baby diva, nonetheless, but still. Also the mini. Okay, sleep dart attempt onto the Sombra. That was unlucky. You have trance. Now walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back. This way you could have landed the nade anyway. And you could have done nano blade. And this is why you died. Because if you would have played from there inside, you would have gone and dived upon. Because you would have been in safe range. Overall, the fight was won. The nade was okay. But then again, try to stay higher ground. Couldn't stay higher ground. Drop. Okay, you drop. Try to get left side. You see you can't go left side. Good. You dodge right side. You dodge right side. You stay there. You try to not go that much in front. Try to land a big offensive nade. Stay in the back. Be safe. Because you still have nano blade after to try to clean that up. So, for both of the clips, the number one tip is try to do combos more in the specific scenarios. I think this was the exception of trying to do combos, but it's a thing that needs to be done like every game and unconsciously thinking. Even if you don't go for combos, just nano somebody. Okay, so the first clip is starting with a show off from what I see, because this is a very good execution. Okay, so before we hop in, number one thing that I always want to check out is team comps. So they have this is Plat, so they have Monkey, Mercy, Diva, Ryan, Lucio, Moira, triple healer, triple tank. If they have triple healer, triple tank, a very good pick against them would be a Zen, and you just focus the discorded target, especially if you're a DPS or a main tank, even as a support, just focus the discorded target. You not having a Zen means that you have the freedom of just picking your target more easily. Your team comp is with Genji, Ana, Soldier, Moira, Rein, Zarya. This means that from my point of view, wait, you just swapped? Yeah, you just swapped, okay? So you just swapped, did they just swap? Because I want to see the gold charge at the beginning of the fight. Okay, shit. So at the beginning of the fight, nobody has ultimates. Okay, because it was the first fight. Okay. Now let's think about people's jobs. Forehead. Number one thing is your tanks need to move in front. If you're with Genji or with Tracer, you have a lot of more freedom because you can like poke around. And the primary thing I want to say is when you walk out first, try to, like, you wanted to deflect a couple of damage. In my opinion, you should have probably waited for the deflect for a little bit, just in case there might have been somebody flanking, or there might have been a nade being thrown by Diana or stuff like that. If they land a big sleep dart from that long range, there's not any problem, especially at the beginning of the team fight, because they do not have anything to capitalize on long range if they somehow sleep a tank. That's the number one thing. Use deflect for important abilities, especially if it's at the beginning of the team fight. Like a lot of Genjis I see that use like the deflect just to deflect something. Don't use deflect just to deflect something, use it to be effective. If they use sleep dart, yeah, that's a big cooldown, but in this specific scenario, from my point of view, the range is way too long for somebody to get killed even if the sleep dart connects. So if the sleep dart connects, they just wake up, you waste the deflect. Moira's damage orb, who gives a fuck? It's just a little bit of trash damage. I don't think there is a need for it to be deflected, specifically, especially because you have two healers at the beginning. So this is the number one thing I would want to say.
What?
See? That would have been a probably more important deflect than the sleep or Moira's orb, because you could have deflected Soldier's rocket into the enemy team, a little bit of damage, free will charge for you, and wouldn't have charged Soldier's ultimate also.
Just fucking hub.
See? Also Fire Strike. You took the Fire Strike also. If you're running with, if you feel like the enemy team has a Rein, because as you can see, the point started with like you had a win before, and like you had a small idea of, let's say, what the enemy team plays. If you're with Genji and you know that they might play Rein, keep the deflect for the Fire Strike. Very important. Because with Genji, I think that it's very important, specifically in lower reloads, to farm blade as fast as possible. Like, just farm blade as fast as possible. And a cool way to farm blade as fast as possible is deflecting fire strikes and deflecting things that can do a lot of damage. So over here, instead of deflecting a sleep dart and Moira's orb, try to deflect a nade that didn't go through, a Ryan's E, or other stuff like that. Give me a second. Oh shit, then told me to remove the chat. Okay. Because think of it like this: you use deflect, you had 3% tool charge. You didn't get you got 0 value. You just deflected the sleep dart behind, and you deflected the Moira orb.
What just? Fuck.
And now you got a fire strike, which you could have deflected and get a little bit of extra ult charge. Also, by you not deflecting the fire strike, you fed the Reinhardt a little bit of ult charge, so you made your Reinhardt's mission a little bit hard. I want to be very clear about this. I will go very in depth about everything because there will be a lot of information, because this is how also my brain works, and now I can see like every clip very slow. It might take 5 or 10 minutes per clip, and I just want at least somebody to take at least one small thing from it, okay? So with Genji, good tip at the beginning, just try to get blade as fast as possible, deflect important things such as a fire strike.
Fucking hop.
No need to dash in this specific scenario. Maybe somebody could have overextended or some shit like that. You're 40 HP, you're afraid of getting poked out. Wait, you're over here? Ah, okay, understandable dash. I don't think like you were afraid of somebody flanking from over there. I don't think you would have needed dash anyway. Strike what I said. So dash was okay. Then climb up, you reload, that's good. You move slow, you try to poke. Now let's move this in slow motion a bit. So, wait, it's a little bit too slow because the quality is going to be meh. Good thing that you're trying to poke the squishies. That's very good because you're applying pressure to the Mercy, which is forced to reposition by shifting out. So you're doing pressure by throwing shurikens even if you're not hitting them that much. Okay, you're just applying as much pressure as possible. You know, the dash was very ballsy, and I have a question. Okay, I have a question. I don't think that.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Wow.
I think we're going to need to disable the sub sounds soon. Lobes OW, thank you so much for the prime. I wanna thank the subs after it, okay? Thank you so much for the prime, Lobes OW. So, one question. Did you dash because you knew that they could not kill you with the team comp they had? Let's see at the end what team comp they had. Because if you dash into characters that have hard CC, such as Brig, or McCree, or even Hog, then you're about to die. Dashing in this many people with Moira heals, and in this specific team comp, you can get away specifically in that distance. It was a good dash, but what I mean by it is maybe in certain scenarios you are going to dash in the same way, but you're going to get killed. So when you dash, you need to think about this. Can I get stunned? Can I die if I dash? Dashing like this is what I call dashing for ult charge, which is kind of like you have the balls to do it. You do it, but you need to be less punished for it, you know, based upon the team comps. You dashing here was very smart in my opinion if you kept an eye out for what they had. Poke damage is okay again, but if they have Brig, just shield bash, you would have been dead if you would have done that dash. Also, another thing. I don't know if these people are in voice chat. You can always ask for things, okay? I know this is Plat and Diamond and stuff like that. I know that people might not communicate. Just try to be aware of things, okay? So, for instance, if you want to do a dash like that, then you would be, I don't know, in Masters. You could ask your Zarya to give you a friendly bubble. Do you have bubble? Just to get a little bit of extra information. Okay, let's go back to this. So again, you walk, talked about deflect, talked about the dash over there. I think there was a small melee combo, like 180 right click melee thingy that you can do. I'm not that much of a Genji expert. I don't know if you did it. So you threw right click and you did not melee. Unlucky. The deflect was okay mechanical wise in my opinion. Like you wanted to deflect something. Forehead. So overall a little bit of extra damage, 30 HP from melee. But then again, I don't know Genji combos, so I will not go very in depth. The idea is, again, a very good thing that you dashed in, knowing that you cannot die from that thing, or it would have been like very hard for you to die from that specific thing. and just back out with Deflect just to try to deflect something. Honestly, they had D.Va, Winston, Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, or Zarya, Ryan, Winston, something like that. Nothing much that you can deflect. Probably should have kept it, in my opinion. You panic deflected. This is something that a lot of people need to understand. When you play against certain heroes, you need to be aware of what they can do. Okay? So if your ability is deflect and they have only real threats to deflect a Ryan Fire Strike or Ryan's melees or stuff like that, then use it. But if you dash, let's say, into a Winston and D.Va, and the D.Va doesn't have her missiles, of course you're not going to use Deflect in that specific scenario. So you just kite back.
Right.
Very good. Good with the call out.
Good, right?
Okay. Very important thing. I want to give a very important thing, a very important tip to all DPSs. If supports can do it or if tanks can do it, just try to do it also. In my opinion, adding comms is very important. It keeps the team like hyped up, and it also like makes them pay more attention towards the game. In the specific scenario, you called out this. So you dash in, you dash out. Wait, you kill them.
Get Ryan, get Ryan.
Get Ryan, get Ryan. Very good. After Ryan dies, you can say the two following things. You can say Ryan dead, or you can say 5v5. Because you yoink your eyes and see that people died. This way you have more information about the team fight, you know? Like, although the only one that might understand something is you, there might be somebody from your team that can get the message, okay? Very important, add things. A lot of people watch pros play, and they're in, I don't know, silver or whatever, and then they don't talk to it. It doesn't matter if they annoy you or they say shut up or something like that, just mute them. Okay, so like Ryan dead, especially this is something that I told a lot of DPSs I played with way before. When they kill something, they say who they killed. I killed Ana, I killed Mercy, I killed Tracer. This way, me as a player, I knew I killed Ana, they play with Ana Lucio. That means that they do not have main heal. Equals, if we drag out the fight, from my point of view, and if I don't hide engage, we should win the fight because we have more heals. You know, this is the type of information that players get. I killed Ryan. This, you know what this means for the enemy Ryan? That he does not have to worry if the Ryan has shatter yet. Or, I don't know, 5 versus 5. This means that if you kill the Ryan, your team is going to engage in a 5 versus 5, so of equal advantage. But the enemy team lost their main tank. They have only 1 DPS. You have a shield. They don't have a shield. Soldier is going to shoot at the shield. Like, a lot of small information is going to be used just by saying who you killed, or if the fight is even, okay? It's very important. Very good target prioritization, by the way. And in my opinion, like the execution of the combo was okay-ish, but the target prioritization is very good, okay? Don't do this. So, if the tanks are not low and you're playing Genji in general and your team is not hard focusing them, just find an isolated target, which you did, and try to go for the 1v1. Especially if it's a support or a DPS. They had Moira, they had Lucio, they're playing together with their tanks. You see the soldier over there to the left side, and then you just go for him. So this was very good, to be honest.
Get Ryan, get Ryan.
Get Ryan, get Ryan, you reload. You see, you see the soldier isolated. Your team is in a 4 versus 4 if you dash here. You dash here. Now, wait. Now what you can call is soldier dead, or 5 versus 4, or we win the fight, or stuff like that. Then just rotating and stuff like this is all about mechanics and practice, like perfect pixel things. I'm not going to go in depth about pixel things and aiming and stuff like that because literally it's all about practice, you know? But this was a very good execution so far. If possible, again, if possible, try to call out targets after you go on, like before you go on them. Like let's say you kill the Ryan, then you kill the soldier, and then you say Moira, then you say Lucio when you're shooting. That's one of the most important things to do as a DPS if you can do it. I know a lot of DPSs that cannot say who they're shooting at that moment because they're focusing, but that would help a lot because people would probably just follow up on it, okay? If you do not try to make the change from yourself, don't expect others to make the change, you know? Like if the games you're playing don't seem like Overwatch League games because everything's silent or the team comps are bad or stuff like that, it's not because of necessarily your teammates. Maybe you're not treating the game in the same way also. So this is why I put a lot of accent on the fact that you need to give out proper comms. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to get top 500, then yeah, this is the way you do it. You don't care about what you have. You say who you killed if you're a DPS. You say who's up if you're a support or tank. You say if the fight is winnable. You give out different callouts or stuff like that. Like this is what you need to do, you know, like you need to hype yourself, because mechanically speaking, what you're doing, what you've done so far, it's very good. Target prioritization, deflect okay, killing the diva right after because you want to cap the point. The target focus was kind of, I think target focus was flawless at the beginning.
Fucking.
So like again, oh, and another thing, press tab more. Also, another call out you can do very easy. They have Ryan, Winston, and things like that, you know? And then you can do things around it. So I'll give you an example. This is what probably is another thing that differentiates high rating players from low rating players. They know what the enemy team has, and they play around it. Let's say in this specific scenario, they had Winston. You can say when they put bubble, or destroy bubble if they put bubble, you know, like when they just shoot at the bubble, like just give out callouts, you know, every small thing matters. I see a lot of the times like people just play the game like mechanically what they see in front, but the game has so much to offer by pressing tab and like communicating with your team that it's absolutely insane. I know in your head it might seem that it doesn't matter, but in maybe somebody that is a silent type will follow, maybe you give them confidence, maybe you wake them up, you know, like it's still very important to give out proper callouts. And if somebody is being like just totally toxic towards you, or go like try hard or stuff like that, just mute them and go forward. So again, with the whole execution of the clip, I said that this was a bragging clip. So we started this with the bragging clip a bit. The first thing. By the way, by you having 3 dots, people told me that you go in your game in options and turn on I forgot what you turn on and off, what I do all the time on stream. Maybe somebody in the chat can help me. Turn the buffering setting on and off, so you have it on off, because this happens when you alt tab if I'm not mistaken. So you have 3 dots here, then it's something wrong with your game, just turn buffering on and off. Reduce buffering, yeah. So again, deflect, use it for more important things.
What just fucking happened?
What just fucking happened? Second, good pressure onto the Mercy. Try to tell your team what they should be doing or stuff like that. You dash in for some damage to farm some ult. Add an extra melee there. Use deflect preemptively.
Get Ryan.
Good call out. Say that Ryan's dead. Isolating the soldier. Very good. You're in a 5 versus 5. Kill the soldier. You say you're up 1 or soldier dead. Then you go flawlessly onto a main healer. And then you swap to the Moira. Then you swap to the Lucio or Diva. Doesn't matter. In the specific scenarios, people that say, like in scenarios that are already won, people that say, why didn't you focus Lucio here or Diva here? The fight was already won. Just kill whoever you can as fast as possible. It doesn't necessarily matter. Because the perfect execution would have been Ryan dead, then Soldier, then Mercy, then Moira, then Lucio, and then Diva, you know. But you kill the Diva first, doesn't matter necessarily. So again, this is a very good tip. The primary thing from it, check out your setting 1 second, tell your team some callouts, and practice your 180 right click melee combo. That's about it for me.